Okay, I'm here at our local hardware store, my local hardware store, and I wanted to just show you 4 different kinds of anchors, just so you can get the idea as to how these things work. This one here, let's start with this one. This is a basically a sleeve anchor, and the way it comes to you is exactly like this. You get a bolt and you get a washer, and then what you do is you tighten the bolt, and as you do, this section down here, which is flared, pushes up into this area and spreads it. So that's what gives you the anchoring force. This one's 1/2 inch, 3/8 or 1/2 inch are okay. The reason that we want good sturdy anchors and the thickness is that we're countering 2 forces. We're countering pull out, and we're countering a pull to the side. This is called catalytic forces. It's a combination of both pull-out and horizontal forces. So that's what happens there. So what you do is you take this and you use a socket set, and you tighten it up and tighten it up until this becomes so compressed inside the, usually for concrete or bricks or masonry or things of that nature, that this becomes very tight. You'll know when it's tight. And then I just take off the bolt, and I add a wing nut or my favorite toggles that I showed you in one of the other videos. So that's basically what that looks like. This one here is very similar. Actually, it's virtually identical. I only showed you this one because this has a top cap. So in the event that you see it better there. In the event that you want to cover up the extension of the threaded piece that comes out of your building, you can put one of these things on. It'll look very pretty. I also want to show you this, and this is the 3/8, and I'm using a wing nut here. It's not quite as fancy as the toggles that I've used in the videos, but after you've got this thing tightened down, and that's the key, don't work with this first. Tighten it down with a socket set. Make sure it's in there really in a solid fashion, and then you can take off the washer and get yourself maybe a wing nut. This one is larger. This is a 1/2 inch. Basically, they're all the same concept, different manufacturer, but you don't need to worry about that too much. So that's basically the concept. This one I can't find, because we're not in a hurricane zone here. I can't find a product called a SAMI. The SAMI is very much like this, though, just the bottom half of it. And the SAMI is a threaded device that screws into the wood wall, and it's got a threaded portion here. And if you're going to use a SAMI, I want you to embed the whole thing in the wall. That is to say, that I'd like this section here to be flush, and that means you're going to have to drill a larger hole just so this can go in. And then I'm showing you my favorite bolt. This one's too long for the products that I'm showing you right here. But this one is I call it a paddle tail. You can kind of see why that is. And this is a 3/8. And if you can find one that's the right length, this is probably twice as long as you need it. But if you can find that and get it into a SAMI, that's a great way to go. So you can have them flush fit, like with the SAMI that I just showed you. That's this one here. That'll make sure this is flat. There are drop-ins. There's all kinds of elements that you can use. The key is really to rely on your hardware store. It changes from place to place. In other words, you'll have things in your area that I don't have, but so long as you have the basic concept, that's great. So, and you want to get 3/8 to 1/2 inch. The other little piece of the other product that I want to show you, and it might be a little hard to see, is this one here. This is a task quick support rod, and basically it's an extensible rod. It extends very quickly, and it's going to become important when I show you how we go about doing the wings and to support the product when there isn't really any support behind it. So I'll cover that a little bit further along, and I guess I'll just buy this one. Thanks very much. Next episode coming up.